Thanks for joining me on Life and Surround. The subject of this video is a rather happy one for me. In slightly less than a month, April 19th, Pearl Jam is releasing a CD Blu-ray package of their new album called Dark Matter. The album will be presented in Dolby Atmos on Blu-ray audio. So this is very, very cool news for me. This is a band I really love, and the lead off, the preview song is decent in my opinion. I have listened to the Atmos mix on Apple Music, and the mix is decent. And so we're getting a Blu-ray audio, so we're talking about lossless Atmos from, in my opinion, an A-list band. It remains to be seen how strong this album will be, but there's just much to celebrate here. So there's also quite a bit to discuss here. So like I said, I am a fan of Pearl Jam, or at least I implied that. And so I have some Pearl Jam from childhood, starting with CD, and now in this day and age, I have some vinyl. Pearl Jam have released quite a few of their albums in Atmos, including the debut 10. And all I can say is I have auditioned that Atmos mix on Apple Music, and I don't think it's the greatest. The songs that are particularly rocked out, like Alive, just don't have a whole lot going on in terms of being immersive. And then songs like Black, that are more dynamic and have a lot of layering, do have, some pretty cool immersive mixes going. I hope that if 10 is ever released on Blu-ray audio, that the Atmos production will more closely resemble the Redux version of the album, where they put it out. The Redux just sounds rawer. It sounds heavier, less polished, and that's why I got this vinyl set for the Redux version of the album. So that said, Pearl Jam have actually released quite a few of their albums in Atmos on streaming services, such as, for me, that would be Apple Music, but they may be up on Amazon Music, up on Tidal. We have 10 Versus, No Code, Yield, and Lightning Bolt. And then on Apple TV, you at least once upon a time had a chance to purchase this video of the album, and that's Gigaton. And so I actually do own a copy of that on Apple TV. And then on CD, Blu-ray, forthcoming in slightly less than a month, we have Dark Matter, the new album. And that means yet to come are Backspacer, Pearl Jam self-titled, Riot Act, and Vitalogy. So Pearl Jam have been rather prolific so far in releasing albums in Atmos, but Dark Matter will be the first on Blu-ray. So I am really hoping that sales are good, and I'm hoping that sales are justifiably good, because I'm hoping that this will be a strong album with a strong mix. So I'm sorry I don't have information on who has done this mix. I can tell you that, to my ears, the mix of the preview song, the title track from the album Dark Matter, it is cool. And while being a rather heavy track, it actually still has a pretty immersive mix, which can't always be said for mixes of their earlier records. I just this evening went and refreshed my memory, and I listened to a heavy track and then a more dynamic, layered, mellow track from each album, if those choices were memorable to me. And I can say that on the previous albums, the more layered, mellow songs really had pretty reasonably cool immersive mixes, while the heavier songs just weren't very impressive from a surround or an immersive standpoint. And so then with this new song Dark Matter, even though it's a pretty heavy song, you actually from the get-go can hear the immersive qualities of the mix, and you get things coming and going, and so there is quite a good amount of playful immersive mixing going on. I can say that if the Blu-ray is mastered like the track up on Apple Music, that a lot of us are not going to be very happy. It sounds like it's mastered very loudly to me, very in your face. And so it's cool that it is immersive, and you can very, very, very clearly discern that stuff is coming at you from all of the channels available, but like all of the channels are very loud. So hopefully, even if the album is mastered like that, maybe it's because it's one of the heavier songs. So, here's hoping. And, with that said, so I hope the Blu-ray sells well, because I hope that Pearl Jam will go back and release their earlier albums on Blu-ray, especially Versus. And I actually really like the album Backspacer too. So Vitalogy would be great, and then I would really love the debut again if it had kind of the raw production of the Redux version of the album, or just do a polished one and a Redux. That'd be great. I wouldn't turn that down. So again, good news is we have Dark Matter releasing on CD and Blu-ray in a little bit less than a month, April 19th. Prices seem to vary from around $25 to around $30, and then I haven't looked into like all the shipping options. So I'm a Prime member on Amazon because of a gracious family member, and so given that they are a little bit below the $24 mark, and they have a low price guarantee, so if the price drops in between now and release, it could go even lower, and the shipping's free, and they generally get stuff here on the day of release, like the street date. So that's where I put my business this time. I promise this year I'm definitely looking for opportunities to not shop at Amazon, okay? But I am a consumer of some of these titles that we'll be talking about. So, I have to put my family first, and so forth, like many of you, I'm sure. So this is really, really, really great news. We have a new album from Pearl Jam. I'm hoping that it's really cool. I found much to like about the previous album, Gigaton, and I went back and listened to Super Wolf Blood Moon, I think it's called, and then the Dance of the Clairvoyants. And I certainly preferred the latter track, like the more experimental, layered, dynamic, like just really different one. So I think on this album we can probably expect some straight ahead, punky, heavy, short Pearl Jam tracks, and some ones where they experiment, and we'll see what we get. But this is great. This is cool, and I hope that this influences the band to offer up some more Blu-ray releases. I fully expect for them to go ahead and complete their discography in Atmos. They only have 4 albums to go, and I think they're already 7 or 8 in. I'm not that good at math. But so anyway, this is super cool. If Pearl Jam at all appeals to you, and like even if the CD would be of value, maybe go in on this one, just to help support a Blu-ray audio effort, or you may want to wait. I shall do a review of this Blu-ray audio. If I am alive, if I have breath in my lungs, and I'm able to give this a listen at all humanly possible, I will review this, okay? So you don't necessarily have to go into this one blind. Subscribe, ring the notification bell. I'll do a review, and you can wait. I'm sure that even slightly delayed sales will eventually influence future decisions from the band. And hey, we know that Pearl Jam is watching this video, so hey guys, come on, give your fans what they want. Give us your Atmos albums on Blu-ray audio, please. And that goes for all of you other bands. and artists that are releasing your albums in Atmos. I have released a Blu-ray of an album, an indie album. I know it's not that expensive, okay? Like there really aren't great excuses. So it's what your fans want. Go ahead and allow us to own your albums in immersive, lossless quality. Thank you. And to everyone watching, I also thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. If you like what I do, don't forget to like videos, circle back, watch some previous videos. I think there's around 5 years of content now. And you can see like how bad I was at this when I first began, though actually I've hidden like a lot of the, the really embarrassing stuff. But subscribe if you haven't, ring the notification bell if you haven't, and leave comments, share these videos, and talk to me on Quadraphonic Quad, on Life and Surround Facebook, and like if we're friends on Facebook, I just love that sort of stuff. This channel is here to facilitate people enjoying music in immersive and surround together, from quadraphonic to Atmos and RO3D, DTSX, so that a hobby that can be inherently lonely is no more so, that we can enjoy, that we can share the joy of music together. All right. So I appreciate you helping me to enjoy music, because I really do get more out of it because of all of you. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And until next time, live life in surround.